Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Regular viewers will know I review mainly photographic, audio and video related products. Well, today isn't actually a review in the strictest sense of the word. I'm having a chat with a good old friend of mine, John Flanagan. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bob. Pleased to be here as usual.
Indeed.
Drinking your tea.
Well, we've had various chats with John, but John, viewers wouldn't know this, but John many years ago, I would have thought sort of 70s, early 80s.
Yeah, days of the Nikon F2 it was, just introduced.
Well, John was regional manager for the Nikon division of Rank Audio Visual, which were based, if I remember rightly, in Brentford.
That's right, underneath the motorway.
Underneath the motorway. Are they still there?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
Probably flats now.
But I thought I'd get you in today, John. I'm a big Nikon fan. As John would know, I recently purchased the Nikon Z6. In fact, I've got two Z6s, which is their new mirrorless cameras. Although this hasn't got a mirrorless lens on it. This hasn't got the Z mount lens. It's got an F mount lens on it with the FTZ adapter. But I thought we'd have a quick overview as to what are your thoughts on the new Nikon cameras, although you haven't really used them or seen them. No. You've sort of gone over to Panasonic, haven't you, really?
Well, a bit of mixture of everything, really. Yeah, Panasonic really probably is the one I use most.
A bit of a mix,
but
haven't you?
I've got Canon, I've got Nikon.
Oh, of course, yeah, the Canon, I forgot that, yeah. So, I'd like to go back in time, really, prior to the Z range. The first real popular Nikons was the Nikon F, professional ones.
Yeah, let me say, the biggest camera that really switched everybody on was the Nikon F.
Right.
Which, of course, was adopted by the press as being their primary camera, because they used to use the Leica or a Nikon F.
Right.
And of course, a lot of the war correspondents tended to use the Nikon F because it was a very tough camera, worked everywhere. Drop it in a trench and it still worked, and that type of thing. Well,
that came out in April 1959.
Yep.
1959. Right. And apparently, I'm going to test this actually. Apparently, even the old Nikon F mount lenses will still work on the new cameras.
Yeah, well, I brought some
let's have a quick look.
lenses here anyway.
Let's stick one on, John,
for you to have a look.
Obviously, we have to mount it via the FTZ adapter because it won't mount directly to a Z mount. But make sure the camera's turned off.
There's a Nikon 35mm. Which was one of the popular wide-angle lenses as it was in its day, that worked on the Nikon. So.
Didn't you say this one's 40 though, or was that another one?
No, that was a macro.
Oh, that's a macro one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now these had to be mounted a certain way, didn't it have to be set to f/22?
Pick it up. No, you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, right.
It sorts yourself out. It should do.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully.
So there is a. Right, so in theory
click
then...
it backwards and forwards, switch that backwards and forwards, and that should find its own aperture then.
Ah, right.
And there you are. An AI lens on the latest camera.
Well, let's see if this works then. No error messages.
No.
Obviously it's manual focus, I accept that. Focus works. Leading aperture works as well.
There you are, Bob.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, and that lens is God knows how many years old.
But the shutter don't fire.
No.
And that's probably because I have to go into the settings and set it up. But effectively that will work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
Now that goes to show. I think that goes to show the credibility of Nikon as a manufacturer. You can still use old vintage lenses on their modern cameras.
Yeah.
I think that is, for me, it's of no use because my eyes are shot to pieces, so I rely on autofocus.
Well, the other thing, of course, that a lot of people use as well, they use the older Nikon lenses on video cameras as well, with an adapter, because they're brilliant. Because you use a primary lens on a video camera, you're getting very, very high quality.
Yeah, of course. So, no, absolutely. And that's a very common thing to do.
Yeah,
because everything's manual focus with professionals
Even
anyway.
The old Helios 44 is in demand to be fitted to video cameras.
Yeah, that's completely true. So these old lenses do have life left in them.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Indeed. They're always worth a few bob. Not a lot, but a few bob.
Ah, yeah, but that's the other thing though, isn't it? You can buy cheap lenses, high quality lenses that are cheap.
Well, you look at that. I mean, this one here, for example. This isn't a Nikon lens, but it's a 17mm Tamron. I mean, it's a beautiful lens. It was one that I used to use as a wide angle because unfortunately I'd already left Nikon then, and of course the Nikon wide angles were not very cheap. As you can appreciate. But
I don't know where you mount it. They don't put dots on them, do they?
No.
Ah.
Click it backwards and forwards, Bob.
To get that to work. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's cracking.
Yeah. He's always taking my photograph. I don't know why. I mean, it was the worst pictures he could ever possibly
take. And the aperture ring works beautifully.
Yeah.
Oh, I must set this up to...
Oh, we'll have a play later. Yeah.
John brought along his Nikon D90. Now the D90, this is the camera here, the Nikon D90 was it 12 megapixel?
Yeah, 11 or 12 megapixels.
It was one of their semi-pro digital cameras. I mean, Nikon got into digital back in, I've got these notes here. I had these all organised, didn't I, John? Yeah, the D90, a 12.3 megapixel camera, August 2008. Yeah. 2008, we're in 2019 now, so that's 11 years old. Yeah. Still takes cracking pictures. So, you know, if you're looking for a decent camera, not very good in low light, obviously, because the sensor technology
is old for 100 quid or so. You know,
absolutely amazing. I mean, the first digital camera, sorry if I've got all these notes, I had these all organised, but the first Nikon digital camera was the D1, and believe it or not, that came out in it doesn't say. Oh yeah, 1999, and that was a 2.7 megapixels, and we're now up to 60 odd megapixels with the new Sony A7R4. The Nikon Z7 is 45 or 47 megapixel.
I'll tell you what, it's an interesting article I was looking on at YouTube. What's the couple that do the reviews, the good-looking model and the...
That would be Tony Northrup in Chelsea.
He was talking about, are high-resolution cameras really worth it?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and it was quite funny, really, because he said, really, you're
unless
talking
you're doing massive great prints.
30 odd megapixels is more than adequate for anybody.
Yeah.
And he said with the 20s, 22 megapixels, brilliant.
I think 24, 20 between 20 and 25 is a completely perfect range for 90 odd 99% of the population.
Or something, well, obviously you want a high resolution camera.
Indeed.
Yeah, but then that'd be studios, wouldn't it? So.
I mean, the D90, you know, highly recommend it. I used to have a D90.
Well, you've got one now.
I've got one now.
We've just done a deal on the D90.
But yeah, so you know, then before the Z6 and the Z7 came out, which is Nikon's first pro mirrorless cameras, and they really are professional cameras. I mean, I love them to bits. Nikon introduced this little babby range, the Nikon 1 series.
Yeah, well, I'm not very familiar with
you're not very. No. Basically, the concept of these was high quality and sort of compact size, but they didn't take off, John. It just, you know, I actually like the quality of these, but it's a 1-inch sensor. So you're not going to get the bokeh, you're not going to get the low light capabilities.
Well, it's like a smaller Panasonic, although that's a lot smaller, but you know, the smaller interchangeable lenses, the rangefinder style cameras, I call them.
Yeah.
You know, okay. But as I said, it's really
there's a nice little point and shoot, and again, they're cheap to buy.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're not expensive to buy.
There's no reason today why anybody can't go out and buy a decent camera for the absolute minimum amount of money, relatively. You can pay anything from £5,000 down to 50 quid and get a very reasonable camera that you can use. So today, it's wonderful. You've got all. I mean, look around here. You've got all these lenses, things that you can use, and you can have loads and loads of fun and be really creative.
Yeah, you can buy, as we've been saying, an old. If it is Nikon that you want, and I would, the only thing with Nikon, great for stills, the earlier cameras, but crap for video.
Oh, they were. Yeah, but they didn't make video cameras.
No, they weren't designed for video.
No. I mean, Canon and our other manufacturers started to, get into DSLR movies, as I would call it, because of course, and then they brought out the 4,000. 4K resolution cameras.
That's right,
and so on. Nikon made a very good range of equipment, and it was very, very popular with the trade, with the press. and so on, and a tough old camera that you could take anywhere, and they still worked. And the thing is, most of your leading wartime photographers, they used to use Nikon equipment and didn't let them down.
What they got wrong, I think they got wrong with the Z6 and the Z7, was they only put one card slot in the camera, so pros won't use it.
Two card slots.
Yeah,
you have two.
Yeah, and also it's XQD, which I think is great, you know. But,
but
you
two,
know,
if you're a pro, you want two cards.
But also these are mega expensive cards.
Yeah.
But apparently,
twin SDs should have had.
You know, when this first came out, I tell you now, John, I poo-pooed it. I wasn't the blindest. I took a look at it, and I wasn't the blindest bit interested in it.
Yeah.
Then what did I do? Went out and bought one. So impressed, I bought a second one. You know, I just love the autofocus for video.
Yeah.
Just so that people know, we're shooting John's close-up shot. This one here on my Sony PXW-X70, which is actually a traditional camcorder.
Yeah.
The wide shot over here is being shot on my other Nikon Z6.
Yeah, that's
this one here. Yeah, which has got the new 14 to 30 Z mount 14 to 30 lens on. That's a cracking lens.
Yeah.
And then the close-up of me is being shot on my Canon XC10. Which everyone thinks is a load of crap, that camera. I actually love it.
Yeah, it's a nice camera.
Oh, it's a nice camera, yeah. It's C10.
You know, I went to a film competition down in the New Forest the other week, and it was a 10-minute film competition. There were about 70 films there. About 50 were in the prize thing. And they were fantastic films. You know, all produced by students or people who were independent.
On low-budget equipment.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this sort of stuff is class in the film industry.
But I mean, some were using something like that.
But it's still,
but
it's
relatively
still class.
a couple of thousand quid.
Yeah, it's low budget. Very low budget.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's a kind of a bit of a chit-chat about what I think of Nikon and what I think Nikon are going the right way. I think, you know, going mirrorless. Everyone's going mirrorless. Mirrorless, I believe, is the way forward.
Well, the other thing with mirrorless, of course, you haven't got this business of a clack. You haven't got a thing
so
to see. You can see the subject while you're shooting it, which is important.
Yeah. Great for video. Mirrorless are much better.
Video is a pain in the arse.
They've got on-sensor autofocus points, phase detect points is the word I'm looking for. You can't get those on DSLRs. There's many advantages with mirrorless, and I think the Z range is a great asset to Nikon.
Yeah.
And full marks to them.
Yeah.
And let's hope that, you know.
Well, there will be derivatives of that because obviously they've always got every manufacturer's got new products under development at all times.
Oh, there's a new range. There's a new range of Z cameras coming out.
But the same thing is if you're looking at the cine side, there's new versions of everything coming out all the time. And you look at YouTube News or whoever it is, and always somewhere there somebody's introduced something. Yeah. And every time there's an exhibition, there's 10 new cameras and 10 this.
Well, there's a new Z range of cameras coming out. And Nikon have actually said that, you know. Yeah. And I think what there'll be is the ones with a dual, probably XQD, maybe with an SD card slot.
Yeah, well, I hope so, because like you said, with two, it's going to be a pro camera. It's got to have two cards. Yeah. You've got to either be able to do them continuously or in parallel. Yeah. So you've got a double backup because if a guy's doing a wedding.
Oh yeah, he doesn't want
his card.
No, not at all. Yeah,
you know, that's important.
But the video resolution outputs from the HDMI port. There's so many things. I'm not going to waffle on about how brilliant the Z6 is because I just love it.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's a quick potted history of our relationship with Nikon. Well, I'm just a purchaser of Nikon stuff, but and many other brands as well. So there we go. So. Hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching. If you do enjoy this channel, please hit the like button. And if you enjoyed, I've got that round the wrong way, John. If you like this channel, please subscribe to the channel. And if you like this video, hit the like button. That's what I meant to say. Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Every video I do.
Yeah.
I got it wrong today.
Pictures of John as well. That'd be brilliant.
I got it wrong today. Yeah. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoy it, and keep your eye out for more videos related to video and photography and a bit of audio.
Thanks very much, and we're going back for our cup of tea now.
Yeah, and I'll get you in for more chats, John.
Oh, we will. We'll have some more. I've got a few things to do, the gadgets and gizmos. I'm always into gadgets and gizmos because that's what I did in the photographic, in the film business, and I love gadgets and gizmos. Always building things.
There we go. So thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye for now.
Bye, Dan.